Hello, hello. So, if you can remember anything about high school, you may recall that sophomore year just wasn't happening. And for whatever reason, even back then, sophomore year was like the worst year of high school. And you know something? Today, it still is. It still is in a lot of ways, but I got some great tips I want to share with you. If you have a parent of a sophomore, these are some powerful tips that are really going to ease some of your stress and worry around helping them get ready for college, even though you know that what they're experiencing right now may not be all as exciting and has them motivated to really engage the process. So, here's what we're going to do. First off, if you are just checking in, you're just logging on to join me for this brief time together, I'd like you to just comment in the chat where you're calling in from or where you're listening in from, or if you're doing the replay, please type in replay. So I know that you're checking it out that way. So I want to just thank you so much for joining me today. This is Dr. Pamela Ellis, the education doctor and founder of Compass College Advisory, where we partner with busy moms to help their teen find a college that feels like home without overpaying. Now, the results of our firm is that 95% of our clients have been admitted to their top choice colleges, and the average scholarship is $75,000. And you know something, I got a purple hand clap for that right now because that's great and that's wonderful. So I am coming to you to bring you all of those gems and things that you can know in the process so that as you're supporting your teen with getting ready for college, it can take, a lot of the stress and overwhelm off you. And you can do this with grace and ease because that's what it's really about. Now, one of the things today as well is I want you to, sign up for our free college game plan session. I'm going to give you the information for that. So if that's something that you could benefit to really jumpstart this process and support your teen on their journey, I want you to sign up for that. And I will be giving you, all the details for doing that. Now, if you are joining for the first time, you probably, haven't heard me speak before around some of these things. And I just want to, have you post in the chat, let me know if you're here for the first time. And I want to welcome you for joining in. So here's what we're going to talk about in terms of sophomore year. We already know, again, that sophomore year can feel really stressful in a lot of ways because your teen, they're not the new student at school anymore. And now they're actually going to be uh, embarking on the college admissions process in earnest in junior year. I mean, junior year is really critical in a lot of ways, but so is sophomore year. There are things that you can do even towards the end of sophomore year that can really make a difference in terms of their success on this journey and that they are jump starting it in a way that makes sense for them. Because so many times we as parents may start doing it for them, or we start doing it in a way that actually disengages them from the process. And I hear this a lot, that teens aren't motivated, or they won't talk to their parents about the college process or what they're interested in, and it really can just stall the process and take up a lot of time and energy. It makes for a lot of tension at home. And so, I really want to support you with those things that I've found that's worked over the years to really support students as they are going through this process and hopefully take some of that stress off you. So, here is the first thing that I want to share with you around what you can do with your sophomore to really make this time much better for them, and also give them that spark, if you will, to really engage the process. So, one of the things is taking inventory. Now, what does taking inventory really mean? What it is about is doing some assessments, some interest inventories that can help them with thinking about not only, who they are, their personality and all of that, but even thinking about maybe some interest that they have, some career interest that could be a possibility for them. Oftentimes, students and parents feel like students should know what their major is going to be already in high school. And they absolutely don't. They don't have to know a major or have that all figured out just yet. Because at 15 years old, I mean, really, did you know exactly what you wanted to do? Probably not. Probably not. There are some of us that may, but probably not. And so for them, letting them take those interest inventories and surveys can really help them with thinking about, is this what I like or I don't like? And as simple as that, because oftentimes, students may say they don't know what they like, or they don't know that they don't like something. And sharing with them those different opportunities that are out there, or if you know that they like a particular subject, learning about what people do with that as a major, what type of opportunities lead to that. So that's a way that you can help them with starting to build that self awareness that is going to be so critical as they start to engage in the whole college admissions process. So that's one thing. And now, again, if this is something that you think could actually work, for your team, I definitely want you to just type yes, in the comments so I can hear from you. Typing in yes. And we're talking about what can support your sophomore in particular as they are starting to get engaged in the whole college prep process, because oftentimes students just really aren't engaging it in a way that you think they should be. And that can cause a lot of stress at home. And so this is a way that they can actually start to learn about themselves and learn about potential career opportunities so that they can think about it from what's important to them as opposed to, just only talking about particular colleges. So start with them first and give them that opportunity for that self discovery. Now, here's the other thing, too, that I mentioned at the outset. So if you're just joining in, I am offering a free college game plan session, and it's at readyforcalm.com. You can go there, find a great time that we can chat, and that could be a way that you can talk in real time around just, what is it that you can do as far as next steps in supporting your team's success? Because I know that while I'm talking about these particular tips for you, there may be something more specific that you have a question about that isn't covered there. So definitely check that out. And I wrote it down as well. So there it is. You can get your free college game plan session there. Now, here's the second thing. So, first, we talked about taking inventory. The second thing that I don't want you to take, the second thing is don't take the SAT or the ACT in sophomore year. Now, I had to pause there, and I know some of you probably want to throw a shoe because you just signed up for it, but that's okay because that was what, $75, $80, and having them take it now, I'm going to say is really too soon. And in some cases, perhaps they haven't covered all of the content in school. In most cases, they probably haven't really prepared for it. And so taking an official test right now just adds more stress than it has to. And they can take their tests in junior year and have the time to prepare, have the time to fully cover any content in school, and they will still be on track. They will still be on track taking their official test in junior year. I mean, so many times I'll hear, parents saying that they're going to have their teen, start, taking their SAT and their ACT in sophomore year. And I'm thinking, like, really? That's way too much. And I think it's putting the cart before the horse in a lot of ways, because how do which one is the best one for your team? And it's making everything about the test, as opposed to really stepping back and having your teen do a practice test to see which one really is a fit for them, and how comfortable they feel even with the content that's in those tests. And so just that small shift can make a difference in terms of really giving them ownership, as opposed to saying, hey, you're going to take both these tests so we can see. And it's just like, those official tests stay with them and they may end up having to submit all those scores. And rather than putting them in that position where they regret it later, having them, be more intentional and strategic around taking a practice test to see, okay, which one do I like? Which one do I like? And if I like, this test, then that's the one that I can then start studying for, prepping, and taking the test as I have, the best opportunity to take it in junior year. And that's something that can save a lot of stress at home and all of the hand wringing around test taking. And so just taking the official test in junior year. And so the second big thing is, don't take any official tests in sophomore year. Now, here's the third thing that I want to share with you. And this third one is something that you can do something about right now. Right now, just the same as the other two. So, right now, we're about to embark on the summer, which is just a few months away. And I encourage your sophomore to really make the most of the summer. There are programs that are out there that have, a later deadline where they can apply, they can get a teacher recommendation for, and really explore what their interests are. And these programs oftentimes, are a place where they can live on a college campus. Perhaps they get a chance to meet new students from other parts of the country during that time, and really, develop some good social skills. All of those benefits come from that. And then even if they don't do any type of program in the summer, they can also, set some goals around what they do want to accomplish in the summer and really make the most of that. Whether it's a goal around reading, reading a certain number of books, maybe engaging in some of the activities that they have at their local library. It could be something like getting a job. Maybe there's a part-time job that they'd like to do. There's a counselor in training position that they can take part in, but giving them that chance to really make the most of this summer and taking advantage of that, 8 to 10 weeks that they have. And it doesn't mean that they have to fill up the entire summer with some kind of activity. It could be, maybe only 2 weeks of it is a formal program, but the rest of the time they have to really do something fun that they enjoy. If it's something where they think they may be interested in a particular career, perhaps setting up some shadowing that they can do. So there's all these great things they can do, but I really do encourage them, to take advantage of, different opportunities to explore and figure out what their interests are this summer. And those can be some great activities for your sophomore to do, because we all know that once junior year comes, it's going to be so demanding. Usually the class load is going to feel a little bit more intense. Plus, they'll be fully into the college admissions process. They'll be, during their doing their official testing. All of that will be happening in junior year. And so this summer now, before junior year comes, is a great time for your sophomore to really, spend some time doing those things that they enjoy, and doing it because they want to do it, and not because it's something that's going to, quote unquote, help them get into college. That's what I would share with you on that. So, yes, indeed, oftentimes, sophomore year is considered the worst. But my hope is that these 3 tips that I shared with you can really make it a great time for your sophomore, and they will feel so well prepared once they start in junior year. Now, again, I look forward to seeing you in one of our free college game plan sessions. You can go to readyforcom.com and find a convenient time where we can talk and connect, and you can get your questions answered. And I hope that you will leave with a strategy and a sense for, feeling calm about what's next, and how you can really make this whole process less overwhelming. So I look forward to talking with you next time. Look forward to seeing your comments in the chat. And I'll talk with you next week.